Good evening, everyone. This is Henry Gambell with SimplerOptions.com, and in tonight's free video, I wanted to share a couple of ways of thinking with you in ZenDesk. So this is an indicator that we've crafted up and I think provides some really helpful data. If you're looking at the past 5 years of information, ZenDesk has gapped up 16 times on earnings, and it's gapped down 3 times. Now, I would generally look at that and say, that's kind of a trending idea. I feel like I would generally want to play that to the buy side. If you prefer to be the contrarian, thinking the odds need to even out, that's a perfectly fine argument. But for the sake of this discussion and what I'm actually considering doing with my own cash, I'm going to try to go with the gaps higher. Okay, with that in mind, and also noting that we have a daily squeeze, you could see a pretty decent move on this after the report. Anytime I'm looking at something and thinking, wow, I really want to buy this, you want to acknowledge the other side of the trade. And one of my favorite ways to do that is to hide any indicators that you may be looking at and instead just compare previous rallies inside this move and compare them to what you're going through now. So here you had a swing low against a swing high, measured from the swing low that we saw on Thursday. It's going to project these moves in price and suggest an area where you could pause. These three that we're running right here are the ones that strike me as most relevant to the current swing. Once those levels are completed, then you just want to look at the retracement of the major swing high to swing low. And these are the quickest ways that I will run any type of chart when I'm working my fib work in these situations. Now, of course, there will be levels that you clear, but what you're looking for are major confluences of this way of thinking. So, see where symmetry overlaps the 618 retracement? Then that increases the odds of at least pausing at that point. So if you're buying this and it runs up into here, well, you could take profits if you're short-term oriented. You could turn it into a vertical for a little bit better price there. Or if you're going to hold directionally, at least know that this is a technical spot that we need to work our way through. So generally speaking, I like the idea of ZenDesk, trying to at least hold this area and keep a bid into earnings, and then if that idea based off volatility can pay for a little bit for me to hold through the report, then I'm going to see if I can get lucky, in line with these last 16 gaps higher. So that's one that's in play right here. Of course, earnings are next week, but you want to give it a little time to hopefully run into the report, and we'll catch up on that next week as we get closer to the actual numbers.